Sean, what are you doing here?
You're wrong about me and Leah.
Oh, well, no offense, Sean, but this is between family.
Leah is my girlfriend, and the texts you sent were about us.
We're sorry you saw those. Sean, you're a very nice young man, and we enjoyed meeting you. It's just, we've known Leah a lot longer than you have.
Yeah, she's, well, I mean, she has a good heart. She just doesn't think ahead.
And she will do anything to get under our skin. You wouldn't believe some of the people she's dated.
I'm different than anyone she's ever dated. How is that not a change?
That's true, Sean. I'm just not sure it's a good thing.
You knew her then. You don't know her now. All you know are her mistakes, and you don't trust her because you aren't sure you were good parents. You said our relationship has challenges. You're right. Leah and I go through challenges together.
Set of fresh opponents. Are you ready?
It's one of the things that makes us stronger. Leah challenges me to try things, even things I know I won't like, because it is not always better to stop and think. And I make Leah patient because I can be very frustrating. So can the two of you. Maybe this challenge will make your relationship stronger too.
Don't tell the others. I'm rooting for you.
Whoa, Susan.
Oh, I'm looking for coupon codes.
Well, Capital One Shopping instantly searches for available coupon codes and automatically applies them. It's called shopping smart.
Welcome back.
I don't have a Capital One card.
You should get one, but you don't need it for this. Just download Capital One Shopping to your computer. It's free.
Ooh, save me some cheddar.
So, when's the party? I love fondue.
Really?
I never joke about hot cheese, Susan.
Me neither.
Capital One Shopping. It's kind of genius. What's in your wallet?
Being apart during life's biggest moments has been hard. But with Total Wireless, you'll connect with 5G from the network more Americans depend on. And with unlimited talk, text, and data for $25 a month with no contract, life's biggest moments can be even bigger. Total Wireless. Do amazing.
So how does it feel to be back?
Let me just listen to that block.
This is a story
Yo, look who's home!
of a block that was disappearing. They're trying to take our home.
Dad, I know what I have to do.
It's time to make some noise.
I've got some
We
fresh
are not
recruits for you.
powerless. We are powerful.
Show them who we are.
This is the moment when you do better than me. Because you can see the future that I can.
I'll make sure these will stick around for next time.
Kevin, the system's down. Are you in there?
New Snyder's of Hanover Twisted Pretzel Sticks. Bold, crunchy, twisted. The snack that demands your full attention.
Kevin!
You're doing great out there.
If you really think I should have the spinal surgery, trust me.
I do. I'm sorry.
I've got some fresh recruits for you.
Ever since you
I packed a big punch.
I've been scared.
Let the
Did I
corruption
know about
spread!
myself and you were a handful bouncing off the walls. Backflips at the collision.
You couldn't get into the gym last year.
Because when you were on the beam, or flipping through the air, You're not just a little girl. You are an amazing athlete. And as your coach,
You're doing great out there.
you make me feel amazing. All this time, that I was wrong. What you need.
Welcome back.
was for
How's
me
it
to
going
be
out
there.
there?
And what your dad wanted you. That no matter how you look or what you achieve, you will always be a beautiful, strong superstar to me.
Thanks, Dad.
Thank you. I like you, okay?
Keep up the momentum,
You
friend.
made me cry.
You're a very cynical person, you know that?
I'm not, but you're a very grouchy person who cannot give a compliment.
Funny.
Welcome back. How's it going out there?
Let the corruption spread!
You're smart, and you make Sean happy, which I guess is a good thing. It also means you can make him very, very sad. And that worries me, frankly.
I am not planning on hurting Sean.
It's rarely intentional, you know?
My parents have an issue with Sean. And I just don't want Sean's parent to have a problem with us, too.
Keep up the momentum, friend.
Too bad. Everything Sean has gone through.
I've got some fresh recruits for you.
Come close and listen.
Trees, they all belong to him. But I feel every single high and every single low. So I'm sorry, I'm not going to stop worrying about him, even if he doesn't need me to.
All of Sean saw that stain on your tie, it would drive him crazy.
Hey, Liv. I'm sorry we didn't get to perform the surgery, but I'm really proud of the way you stepped up.
That surgery wasn't mine.
Of course it was. And it was brilliant.
And neither was the stone. That story you told me about how you spotted my talent, I don't remember anything. I didn't paint that rock. And if I handed it to you, it wouldn't mean anything because I was 5. Carrying around my memory for 20 years that represents your thing.
work out there. Keep up the pressure.
Not mine.
Clearly, that's not entirely true. You went to medical school.
Because I do want to be a great doctor. I wanted it so bad that I let you push me to think up some flashy surgery, even when my instincts already told me to do what I thought was the right thing and was the right thing.
Livy, I just want to help you be the best.
You want me to be Jordan. If you're looking to mold someone in your image, she's perfect. But Uncle Marcus, I've got to be me. And you can't help me do that.
I'm still gonna brag on you like a proud uncle. You know that, right? Dr. Jackson.
I think you can win this thing. Battle, pick yourself back up and turn it around.
Let the corruption spread!
It's your parents.
Yeah, Sean, I saw.
They probably want something. We should prepare. Either they want to yell at us, in which case we should not answer the door, or they could want to take us for dinner, but we are already halfway
They
through.
want to take us to dinner.
Should I open the door?
What do you think?
I think
I've been freelancing since they trashed my place in Dalaran. I think you can win this thing.
must have been good parents.
Your minions really pulled their weight. Go big or go home, I always say.
Embrace your rage! Embrace your rage!
We should have dinner with them. Do you want to text them back?
Last year, after my mom died, I was going through some problems emotionally. I was diagnosed with PTSD.
I see.
Melendez knew. Morgan found out because she's Morgan, but I didn't tell anyone.
Have you ever met the League
else.
of Explorers?
I didn't want anyone to know.
Nice folks. Great hats. You're doing great out there.
Because Lynn is going through something. She isn't going to therapy. She has refusing
I don't think she can do this. She told you independence as a friend.
She's not just a friend, she's my boss. You're her boss. So I'm telling you because I have no place else to turn. She won't let me help because she says it's not my job, and she's right. But it's your job to protect the hospital and her.
Do you worry that your job is killing you? Well, first of all, congratulations on being basic. And second, you may be more right than you know.
The World Health Organization says working long hours is killing hundreds of thousands of people a year. It says the trend may worsen due to the COVID-19 pandemic. A new study showed 745,000 people died from stroke and heart disease associated with long working hours in 2016. Overall, the study concluded working 55 hours or more a week is associated with higher risk of stroke and heart disease. The study did not cover the period of the pandemic, but WHO officials say the surge in working remote and the economic slowdown may have increased the risk.
Set
right,
fresh opponents.
Working long
Are you ready?
hours could literally kill you. So the next time your boss asks you to work late, you go ahead and report him for attempted murder.
Eager to share.
At the same time, it's kind of weird because working can kill you, but then you also need money to stay alive, which is why it's so important to find the right balance by stealing. And I know this study makes sense, but I'm a little suspicious of the World Health Organization here, right? It feels like one of their researchers just got caught leaving early on a Friday. Actually, I did a study on this, and if I don't go out for drinks right now, I could actually die. Yeah, Jägermeister specifically. By the way, don't you find it funny how everybody's response to this is that it's working too long in the evening, then we have to stop immediately? But when a study comes out that says drinking too much, eating too much desserts will kill you, then everyone is like, yeah, look, man, everything kills you. People worry too much. You gotta live a little.
Pick yourself back
In
up.
fact, usually when we find out something could kill you, that just makes it cool and dangerous, you know? So who knows, after this report, working long hours, that could become the new thing that only bad boys do.
Young man, you can't be staying up all night working on spreadsheets. It's not good for you.
Just try and stop me, old man.
You're doing great out there. Your minions really pulled their weight. Keep up the momentum, friend. I've got some fresh recruits for you. I've got some fresh recruits for you. Keep up the momentum, friend. The battle is really raging out there.
Mobile homes, perfected by humans but invented by snails. There are many misconceptions about mobile or manufactured homes. For instance, right now, you may be picturing something that looks like this, but for decades, the industry's been trying to change that image, running ads like this one.
Today's manufactured factory-built quality at a price that makes sense.
We have 3 big bedrooms. I love it.
The
It's a
battle is
manufactured
really raging out there.
Today's manufactured home.
You bought a
That's
house.
quite the army
Okay,
you're building,
I think I get it, but for the record, that sexy saxophone riff would make a reveal of anything seem good. Here, I'll show you. You bought a taxidermy fox? You bought a fox? But it is true. It is true, it can be genuinely hard to tell the difference between manufactured homes and conventional homes, just like it's hard to tell the difference between Jessica Chastain and Bryce Dallas Howard. The difference is, like a mobile home, Bryce Dallas Howard is assembled off-site, then placed on wheels and moved to her permanent location. Around 20 million people live in mobile homes. That's roughly 1 in 18 Americans. And they're one of America's last affordable housing options, costing up to 50% less per square foot than a conventional house, which is great. But in recent years, some of the biggest investors in America have moved into this industry. According to one new report, over 100,000 home sites, traditionally run by mom-and-pop businesses, are now owned or partly owned by private equity firms like these. So the homes of some of the poorest people in America are getting snapped up by some of the richest people in America. And luckily, there have been no problems whatsoever. Except I'm obviously kidding, it's going terribly. If you do want to hear me lie about stories to make you feel better, you might enjoy our spin-off show, Everything's Fine, with John Oliver. Did you know ISIS is just hamsters? This little terrorist name is Dumpling, and he doesn't even know how to use his gun. Sadly, back in the real world, the truth is, the rise of big money investors led to a corresponding spike in rents, fees, and local news stories like these.
People living in a local mobile home park outraged over the sharp increase in lot rent.
Rents were raised by as much as 36%.
Rents were raised by nearly 60%.
Ella Karcher lives on a fixed income. Her lot rent's just gone up, and it all adds up to a bill she can't afford.
Now it's a matter of, okay, now which medication am I going to take in half so that I can make it stretch out a little bit longer?
That's clearly horrible, because nobody should be made to stretch out
Oh, shit. Oh, it's still my turn. It's on my turn again. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
You're doing great out there. Welcome back. How's it going out there?
Oh, indeed. Oh.
I like where you're going with this.
My shield for Argus. Useful things, eager to share.
Go ahead and hire one of these recruits.
Oh. Squeeze it.
It's sad enough when you stretch out your almost empty bottle of shampoo by adding a bunch of water, and if you didn't relate to that joke, you haven't suffered a single day in your life. So tonight, let's take a look at the mobile home industry. And let's start with the company that sells more mobile homes than any other, Clayton Homes, controlled by one of the richest men in America, Warren Buffett. Although the company's ads choose to feature a more down-home spokesman.
Oh, I've dealt with a
What
league
do I
of
know
the
about Clayton
terrible
Homes?
people.
I know they're built right here in America.
And they know the difference between a house and a home.
Hey, Miss Kay, a home is where you get your famous sweet potato pie, honey. And you all know how we all try to make Miss Kay happy, happy, happy. Clayton Homes. Good call.
Judging by that creepy delivery, there's just no way that getting her famous sweet potato pie is not also code for some kind of disgusting sex act. It probably means Miss K smearing pie filling on his ballsack while a live duck scrapes it off with its bill. And if it does, good call.
Keep up the momentum, friend.
But the key difference between a mobile and a conventional home has nothing to do with pie. It has to do with how it retains its value. Just as the finance guru Dave Ramsey give his no-nonsense take on whether or not you should buy one.
We're going to go down and down. That you live in goes down and down. Even if you buy dirt on it, it goes up and down. And then when it goes down and down, so if you lose money, you lost money. Buy $50,000 more. $10,000. When cars go down in value, mobile homes go down in value. The car you sleep in.
I've got to say, I find the negativity of his tone genuinely refreshing there. That guy should replace Jim Cramer on his show. No more running around excitedly pressing buttons like a little boy at an arcade. Just an angry old grump hunched over a desk telling you you're going to lose money. So mobile homes may be a terrible investment for people buying them, but they've been an incredible investment for Warren Buffett. Clayton Homes generated pre-tax earnings of $911 million last year. And they've done that not just by selling homes, but by financing them as well. Because instead of being financed with mortgages, mobile homes tend to be bought with high-interest, shorter-term chattel loans, the kind you'd use to buy a car or a TV. And an investigation a few years back found Clayton relies on predatory sales practices, exorbitant fees, and interest rates that can exceed 15%, trapping many buyers in loans they can't afford. Now, Clayton strenuously denies all of that, saying the report was based on isolated incidents and that its customers report high levels of satisfaction. Although I will point out that one of those isolated incidents was this call a Clayton customer got when she fell behind on payments.
Why don't you try something to come up with money by the 31st?
What do you suggest, except for the things that you already suggest, which doesn't work?
Donate plasma or donate blood.
Really? I'm gonna get $800 for that?
No, that's one way to come up with a little bit of money, though.
Holy shit! Go donate blood. I guess one way to get your customers to report high levels of satisfaction is to make sure they're all feeling lightheaded after you literally bleed them fucking dry. But one of the biggest problems here isn't even to do with how you pay for a mobile home or how quickly it loses its value. It's where you put it. Because around a third of mobile home dwellers own their homes but don't own the land underneath it. That's because they live in mobile home parks and pay rent on that land to the park owner. But in recent years, large investors have been snatching those parks up and either tearing them down or ratcheting up rent and fees, as these women experienced firsthand.
The Indahl family decided to sell the park, and they sold it to the Carlyle Group.
First of all, Carlyle started off with an immediate 8% increase, space rent. So that was a threat to most of us who are living on fixed incomes. I don't know what's going to happen. I may be forced to leave everything, my doctors, my friends, the life I've known here, even though I own my home.
It's true. That woman may lose her home, so the Carlyle Group, an investment firm with $216 billion in assets, can make more money for their shareholders. If the concept of income inequality came to life, that is the sentence it would scream when it orgasmed. Now, Carlyle insists that the price hike is to pay for park improvements, which makes complete sense. If you ask these fuckers why they got into private equity, I'm sure they'd say to you, to break even on investments in the beautification of affordable housing. Why else would we do this? I also apparently have to tell you that Carlyle has a safety net program for low-income residents, although you should know it only applies to 21 of the 800 lots in that park, so it's a safety net that only catches 3% of people, just like the one they use at my favourite circus, a pile of dead trapeze artists. It's fun for the whole family, unless you're a family of one of those trapeze artists. And if you're thinking, well, look, that's terrible, but if those women live in mobile homes, why don't they just move? Well, there is a problem with that, as one of those women will tell you.
although they call them mobile
You're doing
homes,
great out there.
it would cost $20,000 to move this home out here. Plus, once you move them in and they settle, moving them out is going to help destroy them.
She's right. It can cost thousands of dollars to move mobile homes if you can move them at all. That is why 80% of mobile homes never move. So mobile homes are mobile about as much as a king crab is an actual king. It's just not, except in some parts of Alaska where it wields the power of a despot, but even then it constitutionally shares power with moose parliament. So king is really a more ceremonial title there. Alaska's a fascinating place. And this lack of mobility for tenants is actually part of the attraction for big investors. And to see just how cynical and predatory the industry can be, meet Frank Rolfe. His company is one of the largest park operators in the US, controlling over 30,000 home sites in 25 states. Rolfe is an evangelist for the wonders of mobile home park investing. Just look at this uplifting message that he made ahead of the 2012 election about what it would mean for his industry, taped for some reason in front of a shitty green screen Oval Office.
If Mitt Romney wins, things are good. But if Barack Obama wins, things are good.
Really raging out there.
It doesn't much matter who wins the election. All that matters is that the statistics show that Americans will continue to get poorer in that lower half of the population.
Wow. What President Webcam is essentially saying there is, no matter what happens, the poor will suffer and we will feast on their rich marrow. And, as you can see, it's Casual Friday here at the White House, which is why I sit before you looking like a divorced dad at a parent-teacher conference. Rolfe is completely shameless about the degree to which his business depends on having a captive customer base, positively comparing it to running a Waffle House where everyone is chained to the booths. A concept so deeply chilling, I think it may have just inspired Jordan Peele's next movie.
You're doing great
you should know, Rolfe maintains that line was taken out of context. In fact, he has a whole page on his website about it, claiming he was just talking about the incredibly consistent revenues in mobile homes. So he wasn't suggesting that he's a heartless person whose customers are sat there with him holding all the cards, deciding for himself how high he wants their revenue. To see him say that, you need to enroll in his online mobile home university, which we did, and found seminars like this.
What I found, again, just as a heartless person, is that the customers are stuck there. They don't have any option. They can't afford to move the trailer. They don't have $3,000. So the only way they can object to your rent raise is to walk off and leave the trailer, in which case it becomes abandoned property and you recycle it, put another person in it. So you really hold all the cards. So the question is, what do you want to do? How high do you want to go?
Wow. Usually, when someone is that contemptuous of poor people, they're immediately visited by the ghost of Christmas future. Now, maybe Rolfe will claim that quote is out of context too, and that he's not arguing that they're hostages. To hear him say that, you need to send away for Rolfe's audio seminar on running mobile home parks, which we also did, and found this.
One of the big drivers to making money is the ability to increase the rent. If we didn't have them hostage, if they weren't stuck in those homes in those mobile home lots, it'd be a whole different picture.
Frank Rolfe's Mobile Home University is basically a crash course in how to be an arsehole. Although, having taken that course, I'd argue that if that's what you're looking for, save your money and just follow Piers Morgan on Twitter for one afternoon. And look, Rolfe's course isn't just online. If you attend his mobile home boot camp, he'll even take you on a field trip tour of a park.
When you get to the park, you'll be stopped and turned off by, for example, the beach towel at the window instead of an actual curtain. That doesn't mean anything. What you got to worry about are the following items: infrastructure, density, expense, age of home, and location. Got it?
What's going on?
They're teaching people about mobile home parks.
Oh!
Yeah.
That's good.
No, it isn't, though. It's really not good. Telling that woman that people are just there to learn about mobile home parks is like telling a lobster people came to the restaurant to learn about crustacean habitats. Oh, that's good. Are those knives and forks to help remove these tiny rubber bands from her claws? No, they're going to eat you. So with that woman...
Keep up the momentum, friend.
Woman and many mobile home residents like her in danger of having their lives turned upside down, it is worth asking, is there anything that can be done? Well, one potential solution is for residents to band together and buy their own park, keeping it out of the hands of speculators or developers. And while that sounds inherently like a long shot, there are non-profit groups that have had real success in helping tenants get financing to do just that. What would help is to have laws in every state that give residents the right of first refusal and time to raise funds if the current owner plans to sell. But until laws like that are put in place, which they absolutely should be, there are some key things to bear in mind. If you want to rent a mobile home, that's fine. If you can afford to buy one and put it on land that you own, that's fine. But buying a mobile home and renting the land underneath it can be financially catastrophic. And it is very important that anyone considering doing that knows the risks involved. And I'll tell you what would have been helpful all along, if the marketing for these homes had always made those risks completely clear.
You bought a mobile home?
Today's manufactured home.
You bought a house! I can't believe you bought a house.
I really didn't.
It's exactly like a house. And what a beautiful piece of land.
I don't own the land, though, and that's actually a super important difference.
Look at you, all grown up with a mortgage.
It's a chattel loan with an astronomical interest rate. The important thing is it's an investment in your future. It'll actually go down in value, and since the private equity firm bought the park, my rent has skyrocketed. Are you listening to me?
Oh, I love these decorative bottles.
Oh, that's my blood. I have to sell my blood and plasma in order to make loan funds.
But home is where the sweet potato pie is.
I didn't make that. Did you make that? Is that burning your hand? Are you a witch?
I want to see your garden.
No. Don't look out there.
Here I go.
Don't do it.
Oh, there she is. Look, she can't afford to move. You hold all the cards.
He's right. It's like a Waffle House where I am chained to my booth.
That sounds delicious.
What is wrong with you?
Speaking of delicious,
Stop it.
you bought a house.
Say it again, motherfucker!
What's your strategy this time, partner?
Useful things, eager to share.
Hi. Here he is.
Don't tell the others. I'm rooting for you.
Bye. Here, Mom. Here, Mom. Please.
Welcome back. How's it going out there?
You good?
Keep up the momentum, friend. Welcome back. How's it going out there? It's good to get some minions in play. Go ahead and hire one of these recruits.
Fine, advice. Oh,
You're doing great out there. I've got some fresh recruits for you. I'll make sure these ones stick around for next time.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 shocking moments from Love, Death, and Robots.
Your vacuum bot will classify any area it's cleaned as its personal territory.
You want to know my age?
They're just children.
Please! They haven't had breakfast!
For this list, we're looking at the moments from this animated anthology series that made our jaws drop. We'll be considering moments from both seasons, and yes, we are heading into spoiler territory. Which moments made you
Nice work out there. Keep up the pressure.
We'll take you down.
January 6th, what really happened? Hello, children. You might have heard some crazy things about what happened on January 6th.
The terrorist mob heard from President Trump and began storming the Capitol.
A violent, armed insurrection.
But knowledge is power. So here's the true story of that eventful day. The sun was shining and thousands of patriots had gathered to peacefully protest, huddling around that classic symbol of nonviolence, a noose and gallows.
It was a zero threat. Right from the start, it was zero threat.
On January 6th, I never felt threatened. Because I didn't.
Take it from two men who the protesters didn't chant about hanging to death. These people were not threatening.
They're actually nonviolent, peaceful Americans. Their only crime was supporting Donald Trump. The DOJ is harassing peaceful patriots across the country.
That's right, just a ragtag merry band of freedom lovers. And you know they're peaceful because they brought peace restraints and peace spray. And they tapped this one police officer with their freedom pole.
Some of them went in and they're hugging and kissing the police and the guards. You know, they had great relationships.
You know, if you didn't know the TV footage was a video from January the 6th, you would actually think it was a normal tourist visit.
And he would know because he was there to greet those tourists.
Was January 6th an insurrection, or could it be more?
He would know. Because he was there to greet those tourists.
Was January 6th an insurrection, or could it be more accurately described as a mob of misfits? They're like kind of solid Americans, and they're deeply frustrated.
Those are people that love this country, that truly respect law enforcement.
You see, children, January 6th was much like the famous optical illusion. While some people see two women, other people see nothing at all because their eyes are closed and they refuse to look. And that's everything you need to know about the events of January 6th. And if you have any other concerns, remember, it's best not to dwell on the past.
How's it going out there?
We'll take you down.
What if Marjorie Taylor Greene's whataboutisms were the exact frequency of a llama's mating call?
Mr. Speaker, I rise in opposition to the commission to study the events of January 6th. What about all the riots that happened during the summer of 2020? What about all the damage caused to federal buildings, churches, people's businesses? BLM and Antifa established an autonomous zone. The LAPD was defunded by $150 million. The people who breached the Capitol on January 6th are being abused, some even being held for 23 hours a day in solitary confinement. When will the witch hunt of Donald J. Trump come to an end and all of those who support him?
I think you can win this thing.
Rest my time.
I rest my time? That's not what you say when you're done.
Hey, my girlfriend's allowed to make one mistake, okay?
Out there.
This has clearly been a big week for the LGBT community, but it's also been a big year for the tea part of that equation, from Caitlyn Jenner's Vanity Fair cover to TV shows like Transparent to another small milestone just this Friday.
Actress Laverne Cox marked another milestone with the drop of a curtain at Madame Tussauds San Francisco.
Now that is a big step forward for transgender Americans, and it's frankly about time. Because bear in mind, it came after the same milestone for Spider Americans and Wookiees. But for all the strides transgender people have made lately, let's not get too complacent about how far we've come, because they still face a host of obstacles. Even when the news media are trying to be supportive, they can make dumb mistakes.
Your private parts are different now, aren't they? I don't want to talk about it because it's really personal.
Don't you feel funny with the wrong genitalia? Not as a joke, you stand up in the women's bathroom.
You've got breast implants. They're tasteful, whatever's going on there. Thank you.
So if I saw you undressed, you would look like a woman to me.
I think
totally.
You can win this thing.
Yes?
What are you doing? It is no more okay to ask transgender people about their sex organs than it would be to ask Jimmy Carter whether or not he's circumcised. Which, by the way, he is. Smooth like a boiled carrot.
Oh, it's okay. We all hit some bumps now and then. Hiring that minion will get you a triple.
And sometimes, don't think about that. And sometimes, the media's confusion is even more basic than that, as in the case of this Arizona weatherman just 2 weeks ago.
And a transgender woman says she was kicked out of a Tempe bar. Let's bring it back to that earlier headline. Now, what is a transgender woman?
Yes?
What does that even mean now?
Okay.
Can you break it means she used to be a guy.
But now it's a woman.
This is
so weird.
Are you just saying a woman? I can't even keep up anymore.
Holy shit! I really hope that's also how he reports the weather. Wait, it used to be rainy and now it's sunny? So now it's just sunny now? I can't even keep up anymore! I can't... This doesn't make my head work! Look, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe for him and for many people, this is new information. Maybe he's thinking about transgender issues for the first time, and he needs a minute to try and understand it. So let's take that minute to fill in that bamboozled of weather and everyone else on some basic details. Transgender people have a gender identity that differs from the one they were assigned at birth. And that gender identity is not the same as sexual orientation. Gender identity is who you are, sexual orientation is who you love. Some transgender people do undergo hormone therapy or sex reassignment surgery as part of their transition. Some do not. And interestingly, their decision on this matter is, medically speaking, none of your fucking business. And if you're still wondering, well, hold on. What do I call a transgender person? It's so confusing. Well, actually, it's pretty simple. Call them whatever they want to be called. You can do it. We do it all the time. Think of it this way. David Evans woke up one day and said, everyone call me the Edge. And we all went, find the edge. Are we talking the noun or the verb? And that's... It's not just that. It's not just that. Over the past 20 years, we've agreed to call this man Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Just Diddy, and now Puff Daddy again, and most people don't even like him. And here's the thing. Here's the important thing. It's genuinely crucial that we get this right, because there are more transgender people in the US than you might realise. One study estimates that nearly 700,000 American adults are transgender. That's more than the population of Boston. And you probably know someone from Boston. I'll give you a clue. It was the guy who wore a Bruins jersey to your sister's wedding. And while a handful of transgender people have been winning awards or appearing on magazine covers, the community at large has been facing some staggering challenges.
A 2011 survey by the National Center for Transgender Equality found 41% of transgender people had attempted suicide.
They are nearly 4 times more likely to make less than $10,000 a year compared to the general population.
78% of those surveyed reported harassment during K-12 schooling, 35% reported physical assault, and 12% were sexually assaulted.
Those statistics are so depressing, it's enough to make you angry at the very concept of numbers. You symbols meant to represent a specific value. You're the absolute worst. The worst.
Really pulled their weight.
Look, we've clearly got work to do. Because when you're transgender, pretty much any interaction with bureaucracy can be humiliatingly difficult.
That's
just take what happened to 2 transgender women when they went to the DMV in West Virginia.
Both women were asked to remove all their jewelry, makeup, and wigs before the DMV would photograph them.
They're saying that I need to fulfill a certain look that they are designating means male, and that I'm, hiding who I am, which I'm absolutely not.
Both women say they were also referred to as it.
Words can't explain the humiliation I felt that day. That was the worst thing in 52 years of my life I have ever felt.
Listen, I'm not saying anyone has a good DMV experience, but that is the worst I have ever heard. And for the record, you get to pick virtually everything else on your driver's license. They ask you your weight. They don't weigh you like a prize hog. Plus, the whole idea of a driver's license photo is to present how you look from day to day. That's why DMV employees tell you not to smile, because they can't imagine anyone whose normal existence involves happiness in any form. And even in organisations that have seemed willing to change, that change has come increasingly slow. Both the Secretary of Defence and President Obama have indicated they are and yet they're still banned from the list because of weirdly archaic restrictions on defects of the genitalia such as change of sex and psychosexual conditions including but not limited to transsexualism and transvestism. Our current recruitment culture is essentially, I want you, maybe after we talk about your genitals for a bit, I know that's weird, but for the moment, this is apparently how we do things. And yet, even despite those restrictions on enlistment, by one estimate, there are currently 15,000 transgender service members. And while you can be discharged for being transgender, those rules are enforced inconsistently depending on your branch of service and commanding officer, meaning experiences can vary wildly. For some, like Logan Ireland, it can be great.
What I like about this deployment is I can be my authentic self. I'm just another guy, whereas back home, I'm still seen as female and I go by female regs and standards. Here in Afghanistan, a war zone, it's like a vacation to me because I can be myself in such an austere environment.
It is not a great sign for how we treat transgender people that Afghanistan is a place where you can be yourself. That is the least likely tourism slogan for Afghanistan. But I'd put it right behind water park capital of the world and birthplace of the twerk. But compare that with the experience of Captain Jacob Eliezer of the Army National Guard, who faced discharge for being transgender despite his own commander's support and the fact he was being awarded a medal.
For being accepted to the local sitting rep the Army Coordination and my regimental commander said, thank you for everything you've done for our regiment. He's no real name. I can't express just the emotion of that juxtaposition. Like you're kicking me out.
For walking.
You're acknowledging me for myself and